Today, I'm gonna show you how to size up a new dog in minutes. Today's video is sponsored by PetFlow. When you're considering bringing a new dog into your life, you'll probably want to know what you're getting into. Today, I'm going to show you a few tests that you can do to find a dog that's best for you. Click thumbs up for getting homeless dogs home, subscribe to my channel, and pick up a copy of my book, Dog Training Revolution. My YouTube videos are featured throughout the entire thing to make everything as easy as possible. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook too. One thing you can do right now to help homeless animals is simply change the way you buy dog food. For every box shipped, PetFlow will donate a bowl of food to a pet in need. PetFlow's innovative system makes your life easier. They let you choose your brand of dog food and how often you want it to be delivered. I have my food shipped every 2 weeks, for example. By giving your business to PetFlow, you're making your life easier, helping homeless dogs, and supporting my videos. Thank you. I'll have a link and a coupon code in the description that'll give you 20% off of your first auto ship order. In a second, we're gonna head to our local shelter, check out a few dogs, and see what we can learn about them. Because of the recent flooding here in southern Louisiana, many dogs have found themselves homeless, and we want to get those dogs on to a happy life as soon as possible. A key part of getting these dogs into a better situation is first understanding their personality and what type of home is best for them. I'm going to evaluate a few dogs and offer my take on what I think they'll need out of their forever home. I'll be looking for things like energy level, the dog's willingness to engage in training, and more today. How you doing, Brittany?
Hi, I'm good.
How has the flooding really impacted the local shelter here?
We've had a lot of dogs come in from other animal shelters. They've been flooded or they've been impacted themselves.
Over 40,000 homes have been impacted by this last I heard. And it's really best for the family and the dog if their needs and wants are compatible. You want to get them out quickly, but you also want to get them out to the right family.
Right. We do need some help writing some bios because we're not dog trainers or dog professionals, so we try our best, but sometimes it's hard to match those families up with the right dog.
It's not about what the dog knows today, it's about what they can learn tomorrow. Let's bring out our first dog, what do you say? The first thing I like to do when I meet any dog is just get them at ease immediately. Let them smell me, let them get comfortable. I'm just gonna let him check out the environment, check me out, get comfortable. He looks at ease. What do we know about Blue?
He was surrendered to the shelter probably about 3 weeks ago. He's just a really sweet dog. We don't know a lot more about him though.
Is he typically reserved like this in your experience?
It depends. Sometimes he gets really excited and he can't control himself, but other times he's like this.
That's very typical of what I like to call a level 2 dog. I typically rank dogs level 1, 2, or 3 based on energy level because energy level is one of the fastest ways to size up a dog and determine if they're gonna be right for a certain situation. Level 2 dogs are awesome for most people who really want to be engaged with training but don't want a dog that is super high maintenance. So one of the first things I like to assess for is a dog's willingness to look at me in the eyes. So if I can get a dog's eyes on me, that tells me I'm in a better position to communicate with them. Traditional training focuses on really popping the leash or kind of jerking the leash subtly to get a dog to pay attention. But if you get a dog's eyes on you voluntarily, so much more authentic, gives you a lot better results down the road. He's got great eye contact, his demeanor is good, he follows a lure, he follows it a little bit here, he goes back and forth. That just means it'll be easier to guide him with a treat. Another good indicator as to a dog's teachability is their play drive. Are they willing to engage promptly in a game of tug of war, or do they do it off and on? He's really lighting up and getting happy by this tug toy. Even if he wasn't into the toy, that would be fine too.
Why is tug of war so important?
When dogs play with a person, that's so much more rewarding than, say, just playing with another dog. But there's something about playing with people that seems to really satisfy dogs in a way that nothing else does. Tug of war can be one of the most powerful rewards or currencies for a dog that there is. Now, if a dog really is overly enthusiastic about tug, that also may be an indicator that they're going to be particularly high maintenance too, because they'll have a lot of energy. Blue strikes me as a middle-of-the-road dog who would do well in most families who really want to have a dog and spend a lot of time with a dog and really do some basic training with them. He's probably not a couch potato, but he's not necessarily a really high energy dock diving agility dog either.
I know you mentioned that he seemed good for most homes. What do you think about a home with kids?
I see nothing here that would lead me to believe that he wouldn't do well with kids, but obviously any family should be careful with any dog, particularly if they have young children. But if you had, say, a 10 to 15-year-old kid in the house who was really interested in engaging a dog and really interested in teaching, I have a hunch he would do amazing with that. You want to bring out our next dog?
Sure. are. This is Missy. She was surrendered to the shelter not too long ago. She has a bite history with a young child in her house.
Oh, how unfortunate. And we don't know the details really surrounding that?
No.
Oftentimes in that particular situation, it's just because a child was a bit overbearing, particularly young children. If they're not really introduced properly, you can encounter that. Sit. Look at me. Yes. That whining you hear, a little bit of anxiety. Does she, in your experience with her, have you noticed that she gets a little anxious like that a lot?
Yes, and I noticed she's like, it seems that she's a little bit shy at times.
Ah, okay. She's demonstrating a lot of body language here that indicates she's not extremely comfortable. I want to see if she'll play with the tug toy. And right now, my guess is she's a little anxious, not totally in play mode right now. She's more interested in what the heck's going on around here.
It doesn't appear that she's very interested in toys. What other exercises would you recommend?
Well, she may or may not be interested in toys. Because she's nervous right now is not necessarily an indicator that she doesn't like to play. However, if that is the case, you know, walking is always a good way to exercise a dog because she doesn't appear like overly energetic either. It's okay, Angel. I'm gonna break out some treats here again just to see if I can let her know that great things happen when she's in places like this. So the priority is getting them comfortable, not getting them to sit, stay, or lie down. You can see she does follow the lure. Even in this anxious mindset, she's still following the lure. Good. Let's see if we can get her in. Although, good job. Nice work. And let's put her into a down. Yes, what an angel you are. That's perfect. And yes, look at me. Good girl. Good eye contact. When you give her your attention, her anxiety seems to subside a lot. That's the thing about anxious dogs. They need a lot of attention. That's why a more seasoned family who's got some experience with dogs would probably be more ideal for her. You can see that her anxiety level has come down even just in the few minutes we've had her out here, which is a good sign. It is, but I anticipate that she's going to be an anxious dog in a lot of situations for a little bit of time to come. Why don't you go grab us another dog? What's his name?
His name is Mason.
Look at that tail wagging. You guys have so many pit bull type dogs here, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I have a great video coming out on the truth about pit bulls in the near future, so you guys will want to be tuned into that. How did Mason come into the shelter?
Mason came from a backyard breeder that had too many dogs.
Look how eagerly he follows this lure. I'd like to see how willing he is to look at me in my eyes. Yes, nice job, Mason. You're doing great. Yes, really good. So he is like on it. The thing about energetic dogs like this, it's all or nothing. Either you put in the time with them and you have an amazing dog, or you don't and you have issues with the dog. It's because dogs like this are really tough to teach if you don't get their energy out on a regular basis. I'd like to see how eager he is to play now. As suspected, he is all about it. He's right into the game of tug of war, and he's right into the game of tug of war after eating turkey, which is really interesting. That's what I like to call dual currency. If a dog will work for treats and work for play in the same exact training session, that indicates a very trainable dog most of the time.
Interesting.
Yeah, because the reason for that is when dogs are like eating something really good, it kind of quells their desire to bite and play. That gives you a lot of tools if you're training a dog. He's cute. And right here, you hear that growling, you see him hitting that play bow, that's play growling. That's a dog that's having a good time. Okay, now we're gonna teach him to let go by just making it boring. And then when he lets go, I'm gonna give it right back to him. When you let go, you get to play. When you don't, the game gets boring. It's that simple. Yes, good. Did you see that?
I saw
See how I
that,
let down for just a second? Let go is one of those things that frustrates so many people, but it's one of the easiest things to teach. Another thing you can do if a dog is really this into it, you can even use a treat right here to distract them. Yes, good job. And while with some dogs that may quell their desire to play tug of war, with other dogs who are willing to engage in play and treats in the same training session, you can probably get right back into the game. Yes, there it is. Look at that, just immediately. So, for some dogs that's a good idea, for other dogs not so much. It looks like he doesn't mind being held at all. He's really good about being touched. Just a friendly guy overall who wants to play. He's got incredible athleticism and endurance, and if he ends up in a family that isn't willing to exercise him 30 minutes to an hour a day, 5 days a week, they're probably going to experience a lot of problems with him. But if they do, this dog can probably learn just about anything. And we're going to bring out our next dog now. And who's this?
This is Twinkie.
Hello, Twinkie. I don't even need treats to get her comfortable.
She is a displaced dog from all the flooding. She came in with 2 of her puppies.
You look like a chihuahua with a beard. She definitely is willing to follow that lure. I just feel like she'd be an amazing trick dog. Look at that. Look how eagerly she follows that. Oh gosh, who cares what you can do? It's important too, when you are teaching a dog to look at you, especially if you don't know them very well, to exercise some caution. You don't just want to get up in their face and say, hey, look at me. But you know, if they're happy like this and they seem to be pretty obedient, I wouldn't quite call you obedient, then it's probably okay. dog. I'm gonna discourage the jumping. I keep trying to lure her into a sit and she's not immediately taken to that. She's like, does this give me the treat if I back up? I like that. That's better than jumping, so I'm gonna reward it. I mean, it's about rewarding the behaviors you like rather than correcting behaviors you don't like. Oh, there it is, right there. So she automatically sat. Some dogs will do that too. That's called capturing a behavior. If a dog just automatically offers. Yes, right there. You can see she's starting to learn. She's like, if I do this, will I get it? We're gonna assess for play drive now. Yes. Yeah, you have one? Of course we do, yeah. We have a squeaky toy. So while she's not necessarily interested in tug of war, she is kind of interested in playing and running around. You can tell she's in a playful mood, and that's really a good sign of a dog that likes to engage people and engage in training. All the dogs we met today would make great pets for the right families, and that's really the most important thing. Just make sure you take your time and be patient and put some thought into it when you're choosing your new pet. Sometimes it takes spending a few days with a dog to see if they're right for you, or even longer. Most shelters will be just fine with you fostering a dog if you want to take your time. The shelters here in southern Louisiana have been experiencing so many homeless dogs coming in lately. If you want to help with a donation, I'm going to have a link in the description. Click thumbs up for the dogs in today's video. Share this video too so that we can continue to increase awareness for homeless dogs everywhere. Subscribe to my channel, and if you're getting a new dog, definitely pick up a copy of my book. It'll show you everything you need to know. By changing the way you buy dog food, you're helping homeless animals too. I'll have PetFlow's information in the description. A special thank you to all of the volunteers who spend their free time working with these dogs in need everywhere in the world. You are truly special people. We'll see you guys in the next video.
If you're getting a new dog, check out 3 things to teach your new puppy. Maybe your dog barks or lunges or tunes you out when you're on a walk. If so, see Get Your Reactive Dog Under Control. Or if you have a puppy biter, check out my lesson on resolving puppy biting. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and I can't wait to see you next time.